Hi, I'm Maddie. I'm a senior in civil engineering here at WVU, and I'm going to show you the structures and environmental engineering lab. Follow me. So this is the environmental structures lab. This is a dual-purpose lab. In the front part of this lab is the lab for CE 347, which is the Introduction to Environmental Engineering. That is a class that everyone in civil engineering has to take. In the class, you'll learn about different water quality parameters. You'll also learn about wastewater treatment plant and water treatment plant processes. You will also learn about air pollution and bioremediation. And then in the lab, you get to apply what you learned in class in person. So you get to test different water samples for the different water quality parameters that you learn about in class. One of the really cool things is that we use samples from the Mon River here in Morgantown. So it's really cool to see what the water quality is of a river that you live right next to when you're here in Morgantown. Also in the class, you'll get to take a field trip to a water treatment plant. So you get to see everything that you learned about in class in person. And it's really cool to see all the different processes and work that has to go into making sure that we have clean water here in Morgantown. Additionally, if you're interested in research, there are a ton of different research opportunities in any different of the subdisciplines of civil engineering. But for me personally, I was interested in environmental engineering. So I get to do some really awesome research on anaerobic resistance in water systems. So if that's something you're interested in, there's definitely an opportunity for you. So this is the back half of the lab, and in this lab, this is where CE 361 structural analysis takes place. So that is another class that every civil engineering student has to take, and in the class you learn about the reactions that different structures have to different forces. So in the class you'll learn a lot about the theoretical values that should happen when you apply different forces to beams or trusses, and then or frames, and then in the lab you get to actually apply those forces and you get to compare your theoretical results to your experimental results. So one of the labs we do is on deflection, which is how much a member moves compared to its original position whenever a force is being applied on it. So for something like this, we would add weights here and we would see how much it is moving from its original position. So you'll do the theoretical values in class, and then here in the lab, you'll get to see what the experimental values are and get to compare them. Both of these classes that happen in this lab are introductory classes to those subdisciplines of civil engineering. But if you're really interested in either of these subdisciplines, environmental or structural engineering, there are a ton of upper level electives that you can take to further your knowledge in those areas.